Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, and this will be the 9th episode to my Exploring the Arsenal series with me, Asian Psycho, aka Toes number 98. And in this episode, we're going to be covering the first pistol series on the K5. And before we get started, I'd like to point out the fact that earlier today, I had been accused of hacking, and this guy by the name of Fragstar, I don't know how to pronounce his name, or spell his name rather, but a guy by the name of Fragstar said that I hacked, and in the game that we were playing in, he said he recorded it and was going to put it up on YouTube. As of right now, I tried looking for that video, but it hasn't popped up yet. So in case you guys do see a video of me hacking, just keep in mind that it's just posted by another rager or something like that, and I did incidentally enough record the last minute of that particular game. So I mean, whatever, haters gonna hate. Anyways, also this will be the third time that I will be recording the commentary for this, because god damn it, the first one I was falling asleep, and the second one it fucking didn't save on me. And you'll see right here that I am going on a knifing tear, because quite honestly the K5 just runs out of bullets too fast. That's probably because that's just how my playstyle caters to, because I spam bullets like shit, but whatever. Anyways guys, this will be the first episode on the K5, and let's get right into the review. Now, I would like to point out the fact that I will be comparing the K5 to the M92FS default handgun a lot. And in case you guys are wondering where or why I'm not doing the episodes on default weapons, well, I already mentioned in the Exploring the Arsenal video, the very first one that in which I announced it, that I will not be going over default weapons, because quite honestly, because they're default weapons for a reason, because you probably know that they're pretty bad. Nonetheless, I'll be comparing the K5 to the M92FS, because you gotta start somewhere, so it'll be a good reference gun for a time being. Now, moving right along to the K5. Now, a little bit of background information on the K5. The K5 is unlocked, or it has no rank unlocked, so right as you start combat arms, make a new account or whatever, you can buy the K5 for 350 GP, which is also its cost, 350 GP a day. So that's that. Now let's jump right into the damage. The damage on the K5 is a 30. Now, compared to the M92FS's 28 damage, it is a slight improvement, but you'll feel that it's lacking in firepower. Definitely. I always feel like the K5 always lacks some sort of punch to its shots, so I mean, what more can you do? It is a starter pistol, so I mean, you can't really expect that much out of it. And unfortunately, for the K5, the power isn't anywhere near that I want it to be, so whatever, you gotta deal with it. Moving on to the portability, this is one of the strengths of the K5. The portability on the K5 is actually quite fast. It is the same as the M92FS at 90 portability. So when you need to get somewhere in a hurry, if you don't got a tracker knife or something like that, just whip out your K5 or M92FS and just bolt the hell out of there, because it's very fast. 90 portability, don't lie. Moving on to the rate of fire. The rate of fire on the K5 is a 48 compared to the M92FS's 42 rate of fire. Now, I believe, well, actually, it's not I believe, I adamantly believe that the Nexon fucked up the rate of fire statistic for the K5. For me personally, the K5 feels like one of the, I like to operate it as a spray pistol. In other words, it's one of those pistols where you can fire as fast as you can click. So back in the day when I used to play Soldier Front, the M9 Beretta handgun that you could choose right as you start an account was really known for the fact that you could fire as fast as you could click on that thing. And for me, the K5 and some other pistols they behave the same way. I feel like I can just spray as many bullets as I want to, downrange as fast as I want with the K5. So I don't know about you guys, but that's just how I feel. If you guys agree, then that's good, I guess. If you don't, then you better practice that trigger finger. So once again, the rate of fire is at a 48, but it is one of the K5's main advantages in that you can spray the living ever fuck out of people. Moving on to its accuracy, it does have a higher accuracy at 60 over the M92FS's 55 accuracy, but because I treat it as a spray pistol, I don't really care about accuracy too much. I mean, you're not gonna really use it for long range unless you try to one-click people. which I highly doubt, but whatever. If that's how you roll, then that's how you roll. Anyways, so for me personally, the accuracy doesn't really matter much, but just keep in mind that it does have a 60 accuracy, which is an improvement over the M92FS. Moving on to the recoil. The recoil is the same also at or it's the same as the recoil on the M92FS at 59. Though, because it is a spray and pray pistol, to me, that's how I like to treat it, the recoil overall will be greater than the M92FS, because you can't really necessarily spray with the M92FS. It's got some sort of rate of fire limiter on it, on that thing, for me at least. So, personally, the recoil on the K5 is heavier for me, but per shot, if you take your time and shooting with it, then you won't really feel that much of a difference between the K5's recoil and the M92FS's recoil. In fact, statistically speaking, you shouldn't feel any recoil at all, but in case you do. Moving on to the recoil spread. Now, the recoil spread and the center speed, I'm going to talk about those two together, because the center speed, because the K5 handgun is a a single fire weapon, which means that you need to click every time you want to fire a bullet. The center speed for that is actually very fast as a pistol, but then because I spray the ever living fuck out of people, and I just epic trigger finger style shoot people. For me, the spread goes the crosshairs spread faster than the center speed can catch up. So overall, my K5 spread will increase. But then if you take it nice and steady, like douche 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 douche, then the center speed should be fast enough in order to let you fire each bullet with about the same spread as you would with each shot, if you know what I mean. So. And that's that. And for recoil kickback, for me, the kickback, because I spray a lot, the kickback per shot isn't significant, but added together, obviously, it's going to make a difference. And this is why I like to stick to close quarters, obviously, with the pistol, preferably right up to their face like that, like the last headshot I got, because that's where the K5 really shines, because at close range, and when you've got someone right in front of you like that, it's really hard to miss, so you might as well spray the fuck out of them. Moving on to recoil controlability, because it is a single fire weapon, the controllability on this thing, you can definitely control it, because I mean, you're not gonna go full on with this thing anyways. So but then if you're gonna spray like I do, then controlling the recoil is quite tough. And for me personally, I don't even bother trying to control the recoil on this thing, so whatever. Moving on to the Tapfire Ability. Tapfire Ability is a single fire weapon, so I mean, Tapfire Ability, it's pretty much given to you, because you can only fire one bullet at a time. So at long range, though, you have to kind of tie in its accuracy, and given that the accuracy isn't really too great on the K5, I mean, you're gonna have a hard time picking off targets at long range. Plus, in addition to its pretty bad damage drop off, yeah, I don't really recommend that. Moving on to the sprint drawback. The sprint drawback, because it is a pistol, it is pretty quick, but I've seen other faster pistols that recover from the sprint animation faster than the K5 does. So I want to say that it's on the standard kind of medium side of things. So whatever. Moving on to the draw speed. Once again, the draw speed is the time that it takes for you to take out the pistol, or the weapon in question. So the K5, because it is a pistol, it is very fast to take out. It is a very reliable handgun to keep on you as a sidearm if you are just one shot away from finishing off a downed enemy. And yeah, all you need to do is just take it out and spray them down, and you're good. So once again, the draw speed is very quick for the K5, seeing that it is a handgun, so why not? Moving on to the center speed, I already talked about the center speed along with its rate of fire and the recoil spread, so we'll skip over that momentarily. And moving on to reload speed, this is where the K5 really kind of, it's one of its main disadvantages. The reload speed on the K5 is very slow, even for a handgun. There are many other faster pistols in terms of reload speed than the K5, and unfortunately, the reload speed is one of the biggest factors in me kind of being turned off from the K5. If you can deal with the slow reload speed on the K5, then you would pretty much be set as long as you are accurate enough to keep all your bullets on your target. Though if you are not a big fan of waiting a long time for your gun to reload, I do not suggest a K5 at all, and God help you if you put an extended mag 2 on it. Man, that's a nightmare. Moving on to its fire modes. Once again, the K5 handgun is like most other handguns in that it only comes with one fire mode, and that is single fire. Moving on to its luck. I feel like this is a pretty lucky handgun. I was about to say shotgun. But it's not the luckiest handgun I've been luckiest with, redundancy. But then it is still pretty moderately lucky, and yeah, you can because I keep mentioning that it is a spray and pray pistol, you can spray for the head, and yeah, you can hope to get a Lotto somewhere, so how's that. Moving on to its ammo capacity, it has a rather healthy magazine of 13 rounds in magazine and 26 in reserve, so you have three magazines total to shoot people with. But I would like to mention, because if you are like me, like one of those sprayer handgunners, then yeah, you're gonna burn through that ammo really quickly. So 3 magazines will not last you a long time at all. Do not get me wrong, it will not last you a long time. Moving on to its key physical characteristics. The only key physical characteristic that I can see right now, as of now, that you can immediately differentiate the K5 with is that the trigger mechanism, the part where the pistol grip and the barrel meet, and basically the general trigger area is kind of bulky. I don't know how else to describe it, but to me, it looks bulky in the picture that Nexon gives us, and in the kill feed. So that's how you can tell if someone's using a K5 or not. Moving on to its muzzle noise. The muzzle noise sounds exactly identical to the USP. I'm not sure if it's because I have a retarded sense of hearing, or it's because of the fact that it maybe is exactly the same, or it sounds exactly the same to the USB. But I mean, it is a low kind of velocity. Actually, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of low velocity, but then you can hear it. It's actually very loud for a handgun. So when you're shooting it, and especially if you're just spamming away with it, be careful that not many people not too many other enemies are around you when you shoot someone down, because they can hear you, and yeah, they can locate you pretty easily when they hear that K5 going off. Moving on to its attachment options. The K5 is able to attach any kind of modification on it, magazine modifications, suppressors, sights. The only one I would really recommend at all would be a sight, because the suppressor would decrease your damage from 30 to 27, and you don't want that. It's already weak enough as it is, so why even bother? Sorry about that. And second of all, the extended magazines will not help you at all, because it worsens the reload speed significantly. And if you put a fast loader magazine, you get faster reload, but then you don't have as much bullets in your magazine. And you really want all of that 13 bullets in your magazine, because I treat it as a spray and pray pistol. Therefore, I really prefer having all 13 rounds at my disposal. So yeah, that's just how I roll. And if you guys want to put any other modification on it, then feel free to do so, but I personally do not recommend it. Moving on to whether or not it's fire team worthy. For me, there are two kind of ways to go about pistoling and fire team. Obviously, they're not meant to be your primary weapons, and God forbid you go pistols only in fire team. Good luck with that. You better make sure you have a really good team to cover you while you're screwing around with your pistols. But then, yeah, for me, I like to divide my pistol gameplay styles in Cabin Fever and the fire team, zombie fire team, whatever, into like 2 categories. One, either bring a power pistol like a deagle or a revolver, or a spray and pray pistol like a Glock or this K5 right here. The advantage that the spray and pray pistols have over the power pistols is that they have more ammo. So if you aim for the heads, that means that you can have a chance at dealing a lot more damage. However, if you got a power pistol, that means that you can take down you can take down zombies more easily, because obviously they're more powerful, and thus if you go for headshots, the headshot multipliers will be insane especially on a tank. So I don't know. I prefer rocking like spray and pray pistols because they have more ammo. That's just how it is for me at least. And yeah, you guys can rock whatever pistol you want on what is it, fire team. Personally speaking, for this K5 exclusively, I would not recommend bringing the K5 to fire team. Probably more like any of the Glock series, or if you have the USP Tactical SE, USP Tactical SE is best. That's hands down is the best for fire team. But everyone's opinions, or everyone's entitled to their own opinions, so whatever. I'm not gonna try to start a flame war here about which pistol's the best in a fire team. No, I'm not trying to do that in my channel. Don't do it. So moving on to whether or not it's quarantine worthy. I really prefer having the spray and pray pistols in while quarantining or coring, whatever, because not only are they typically very fast, but also they are you can spray bullets very fast into a zombie. So the more bullets you can get off at a zombie before they crouch down, the more they're gonna be pushed back. So whatever, that's also up to you guys. Moving on to my frank personal opinions. Now, the K5 is a very decent handgun. Do not get me wrong. There are those few disadvantages that really turn me off from using it. And like I mentioned already, the fact that it has very low damage for a handgun, and the fact that its reload speed is just very slow compared to other handguns. Those two factors alone really turn me off from the K5. As unfortunate as it is, I just don't see myself using it as my go-to pistol. Though it is fun to use every once in a while because it is one of those spray and pray pistols, and God knows how much I love spraying the ever-living shit out of people. But I just feel like there's too many instances where the K5's lack of damage is what ends up screwing me over in the end. Unfortunately, that's just how I believe it is. And don't get me wrong, if you do start CA and you don't have any other, and you're like a trainee or something like that, and you don't really have any other access to any other better pistols, the K5 is still a lot better than the M92FS that you get for default on your account. Just that once you rank up, there are going to be much better handguns later on. So that's that. Also, there is one last thing about the K5 that I would like to cover, and that's its reload, or not its reload animation or its reload speed, but just its reload itself. Well, actually, yeah, it's reload animation. What I wanted to cover about the reload animation on the K5 is the fact that when you stop firing, okay. Let's start from square one. Say you're spraying with a K5 handgun like I was just doing right there. Right after you fire your last bullet or something, and you wait for your handgun to reload, there's going to be a slight delay, or actually about a 2-second delay from when you fire that last shot and when your reload animation actually takes place. This also applies when you don't necessarily empty your magazine, but when you fire a couple bullets and then press R or whatever your reload button is immediately after you fire your last bullet, it also takes effect there too. There will be a slight delay from when you fire your last shot and when you actually reload. Now this, if you do not know about this, then now you know because I've told you. And now that you know, you'll probably figure out by yourself that this can potentially cause you some deaths in some handgun firefights. That kind of delay between reload speed and reload or the time that you press R to reload and your actual reload animation, that's long enough for your enemy to finish you off with some other weapon, like a knife or another handgun, if that he's got more ammo or more ammo than you, or he's got another handgun in his pocket or something, or in his backpack slot. The way to negate this is just a quick switch. You guys have all seen me quick switch with sniper rifles before to cancel the bolt action animation. It applies the same thing for the K5, and this also happens with a lot of other handguns too. But then I'll be covering that in my Combat Arms in-depth kind of episode on the handguns in this game. But for now, you just need to know that the K5 it does suffer from that reload delay mechanism in combat arms, and the way to negate it is just a quick switch. Sometimes it'll automatically like immediately reload right as you press that R button. I don't know why. It just happens a little. It's like some of the times. Like it's very rare that it just like immediately starts reloading right after you fire the last bullet. Chances are though you're not going to there will be that kind of reload delay. So once again, guys, the number one way to negate it, just quick switch. Press 3Q to switch to your knife, and then back to your handgun again, and it'll immediately start reloading. If you guys have noticed before that if you empty your magazine and switch to another weapon, and you go back to your handgun again to reload it, it'll reload right as you pull out your pistol. So that's why I'm trying to tell you guys this to cancel that reload or to negate the reload delay. So yeah, quick tip for you guys, and make sure to use it. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode on K5. Next episode will be on the K5 camo. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and look forward to the next episode. Peace, guys.